Hi guys, Linnea here, and welcome back to my kitchen. I have a passion for bold flavors and creating something new. Although this recipe is not very new, it's one of my favorite Thanksgiving recipe side dishes. So let's get started and leave us comments below and let me know what you think. All right, so today we are doing a bourbon pecan sweet potato casserole. So what I have here is 4 cups of yams or sweet potatoes. I like getting the organic kind in the can. To me, they're already like the consistency that you already want them. So that's perfect for me. So we're gonna do 4 cups of those. We're gonna go ahead and kind of give those a light smush here with our whisk. And as you can see, they're just becoming kind of like mashed potatoes. So I'm not a huge sweet potato fan typically, but when you douse them in butter and brown sugar and pecans and bacon and bourbon, I'm in. All right, so we gave those a good little smush or mash. We'll go ahead and get started. I have 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Man, bourbon smell is already getting to me. You can either use the pumpkin pie spice, which I currently love in this dish. Otherwise, you can go ahead and use ground cinnamon. All right, so we're gonna do a teaspoon of that. I have a 1/4 cup of whole milk. And then we got 4 teaspoons of melted butter. All right, and before we add the next ingredient, which is our eggs, I just like to give this another little stir. All right, now we'll add our eggs. So I have 2 large whole eggs. Put those right in. Last ingredient for the sweet potatoes is gonna be 2 teaspoons of bourbon. All right, give this one more good stir. I don't prefer it to be completely like without the lumps of the sweet potatoes. I kind of like the chunkiness to it. Kind of reminds me that it's a semi-healthy dish just because it has the word sweet potatoes in it. But honestly, it's not. All right, so now that we have this all mixed up, we're gonna go ahead. I like just grabbing a pie pan here. Just use a little bit of the cooking spray. We'll spray our pan pretty heavily. All right. You can go and put your sweet potatoes right into your pie pan here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and level this out. And then go ahead and get started on our toppings. All right, so we have a whole cup of chopped bacon here. Also, before we get started with all of this, you can go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. We're gonna be baking it for about 25 minutes, but we'll get back to that. I got another 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 1/2 a cup of flour. We have our pecans here, so it's 1.5 cups. 6 tablespoons of melted butter. We're gonna do a little bit of a pinch of salt. A little bit. Kick up the heat a little bit. We have some cayenne powder and it's just a teaspoon of that. And then I went and grabbed some fresh sage and rosemary. So we're gonna do a teaspoon of sage and a teaspoon of rosemary. And what this is gonna do is just create like this like crumble on top of here. It gets this like perfect, if you were to create like apple crumb cake, the crumbness on there. It's delicious. All right, so now that this is all mixed up, we're just gonna go right ahead and put it on top of our sweet potatoes. All right. So you have a little bit of like a salty savory on top of your sweet potatoes. I love that mix. All right, go ahead and use your fingers to kind of push around the topping. All right, so now that we have it pretty evenly, we're gonna go ahead again, put it in a 350 degree preheated oven. 25 minutes is all it takes, and then we get to enjoy. All right, you guys, we went ahead and took our sweet potato casserole out of the oven. It's smelling delicious. The smoky bacon is so good. All right, so let's go ahead and dish this up some, give it a whirl, see what we think. I want as much bacon as I can. All right, here we go. Get a little bit more of a crispy. It's piping hot, as you might be able to see the seam, but all right. We got those toasted pecans in there, bacon. It's so good. This is a perfect side dish for a Thanksgiving dinner. That bacon is like the hit of the show in there, but also the like earthiness of the sage. It's wonderful. Go ahead, give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think, anything that you want to see in the future. Again, give this a whirl with your Thanksgiving dinner. I think you'll be thoroughly impressed. All right, we will see you next time in our next video. Thanks so much for watching.